Hi there. A couple days ago, Lindsay Lohan lost the tip of her finger in some sort of a boating accident. You may remember her from movies such as Mean Girls or Machete. I didn't see Mean Girls, but I saw Machete. To be honest with you, I don't remember her character very well. She had a singing career where she had a couple songs. Don't remember them too well either. There was one where she was a stripper. I think that one was called Bossy. And what was the other one that I remember? Rumors. So for girly kind of song, I guess it's okay, whatever. Anyway, I have questions. The only real source when you Google it is TMZ. Now TMZ is for like teenage girls. I'd only heard of this incident because it was on the Facebook column on the right when it's given news on what's being talked about. And I perused the TMZ site talking about Lindsay Lohan. They used the term gnarly image to describe a picture of her hand that you can't even see. Okay, off the bat, it seems as though something's not quite adding up. They say she lost a part of her finger, so I'm guessing mostly the nail part, so the tip of the finger, in a boating accident. I don't know, something about that sounds fake. Hardly any celebrities go into any kind of situation where it's, not properly taken care of by their security or whatever. I mean, she's not that famous anymore. It's been a while since she's done anything significant. I had watched some videos on YouTube over, the last few months, saying that she's poor. Well, that's all relative. In speaking of actually, celebrities don't ever really get poor. They may not have a lot of money, but they're still able to go to party it up, have a place to live, eat in nice places, buy new clothes and all those sort of things. But they don't have material money. They can't go flying all over the world in high-end nightclubs and things like that, probably. But they're never really poor, unless they've done something really bad to deserve it. This was a few months ago. I don't even remember what the movie was called, and I only watched about 5 minutes of it. It was on YouTube, and it had Lindsay Lohan in it, and she was with, I want to say James Franco, but I don't remember if it was him or not. I don't think it was. Someone like him, though. And it was like a relationship, like an open relationship kind of movie. And I saw a few scenes where, like, he's in some sort of a restaurant talking about open relationships, and then they're back at their expensive house, and he's inviting a friend over, and he's letting him check her out. And I didn't get the movie. It didn't really seem that interesting to me. But I do have a theory about this cut finger. Well, there's two possibilities, or three, if you want to believe that it was a boating accident. You're free to do so, but I'm telling you, the TMZ website, the story on it is a paragraph long, and the pictures, there's two. One of them has a yellow and black, like a warning label on it saying gnarly image, and you don't actually see anything. And the other one is of a hand with a bandage on the finger, like a gauze and, that kind of thing. Might not even be her hand. So anyway, there were two other possibilities of what it could be. The whole story could be fake, which is totally plausible. There's no evidence anything happened. And I doubt you're going to see any pictures in the future of like a stitched up finger or anything like that. Supposedly this happened in Turkey. I don't know. The whole thing it doesn't sound quite accurate. But another possibility is that the mob cut off part of her finger. When you get to high celebrity or famous status, you make enemies. It's just the nature of the industry. You can't help but make enemies. And she was promiscuous, and she wasn't stupid. Although you might think that offhand if you don't know anything about her. I mean, I don't know anything about her, but like if you saw the Family Guy joke of her about her crab walking or whatever, and other jokes here and there, you may think she's a bimbo, she's stupid, blah, blah, blah. I don't think she's stupid, but she's had something like 36 boyfriends, so that's actually not that much for celebrities. When you get that famous, you bounce around a bit. That's not actually that bad, really. Although, I must admit, if you go with a woman and she's been with 36 other guys, bit of a turn off. I mean, she's okay looking, but she's not super fantastic. But anyway, I think the possibility that the mob might have chopped off part of her finger is plausible. I don't have any evidence to support it, but where are you going to find it on the internet? You're not even going to find a gossip page on it. Okay, maybe there's some private forums and things like that where people are discussing similar ideas, but are they going to invite anybody who's not in their social circle, let alone me? Whereas me, on the other hand, I'm making a video for anyone to see. Anyone wants to comment on my video or share it or just watch it or whatever, you're welcome to do so. I don't care who you are. Everyone's invited. Now, this is all behind the scenes of what exactly happened. This could be just a propaganda piece, and probably is. I bet you her finger never got chopped off. There's no visual evidence on the internet to suggest that did actually happen. There wouldn't be, because most people who are on the internet are young people, teenagers, things like that. They don't know how to handle gruesome video evidence. They don't know how to comprehend it. They have to be shown fake stuff so that they can develop their minds. And some people are even older and they still don't have developed minds and cannot comprehend serious situations and do not know how to act appropriately to disturbing images. Anyway, I'm gonna say I think this whole thing is fake. I do not believe that Lindsay Lohan lost any part of her hand, or a digit, whatever. I don't think that happened. I am open to the possibility that it may have been the mob that just had enough of her, or she did something to cross somebody, or she owed somebody money and she doesn't have it, or who knows what goes on in the higher echelon of society. She's not really that relevant today, but the thing is, when you become a pop star or you're in movies, you're in Hollywood, you never truly leave. Like in The Sopranos, it's like the quote, I keep trying to leave, but they keep pulling me back in. And that's what it is. You don't ever really leave. Somewhere along the line, I totally believe Lindsay Lohan pissed some people off. Everybody does in Hollywood. That's just, like I said, it's just the nature of the business. So anyway, my piece on it is that I don't think anything happened. I think that's the most likely answer. The next likely one is that the mob cut off part of her finger for whatever reason. We don't know. We're not in the inner circle. They're not going to tell us. And then the third one is it's the official story where it was a boating accident. I mean, don't get me wrong. Being on a boat, you really could have a finger come off. Like the ropes get tangled, or you get your finger caught in the propeller, or anything happens. A crazy pirate jumps on your boat and cuts your finger off. Who knows? Anything could happen. But I'm saying, in all likelihood, probably nothing happened. Wouldn't be surprised at all if the whole story was just manufactured, because I've made videos on the propaganda machine before. And the thing about it is, the internet and media altogether needs new stories constantly to keep people occupied, but they have to be dumbed down at the same time. And there's lies, it's fraudulent most of the time, it's distorted, it's blurry, it's inaccurate, it's dumbed down, because they want a society of, I hate to say the word, but it's true, of sheeples. People who just go along with the story and act accordingly to whatever the shepherd, whether it be the anonymous guy on the Facebook, the people who boss them around in their everyday lives, or whoever. But some of us are not so foolish. We question things, and that's perfectly a legitimate thing to do. I'm using this story as an example because it showed up on my news feed. So I figured I'd make a comment about it. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a big Lindsay Lohan fan. I don't have anything against her. I have listened to a couple of her songs sometimes. I've made a video before saying there's nothing wrong with listening to a female vocalist. If you're following me on my Facebook page, you'll notice that I don't actually put much up on the way of female vocalists. I just don't. There's no real reason for it. I just don't, because I don't feel it's indicative to my Facebook situation. That's a totally different thing. So, yeah, anyway, there's more to this story than a paragraph. Whether the whole story's fake, whether it could be the mob. But anyway, there are people out there who can write, and talk, and make a molehill into a mountain. So there's no reason that a story like this, written in a paragraph, couldn't have been expanded upon. Different ideas, new spins on things, expanding the story. That all could have happened. But a paragraph, I mean, come on, I could have wrote that on my coffee break. It wasn't even well written. It's on the TMZ website. Just go to Lindsay Lohan cut finger off photo. Google that, and TMZ will pop up, and you can read the article. There's not much to it. In fact, I'm surprised, based on the information available, how long I've been able to make a video about it. But I like to keep up with current events. And although there are hundreds of things going on per day, this was one of the things that was on my news feed and was something I felt an idea of commenting on, making a video of, to voice my opinion, and perhaps some young person watching my video will learn a different perspective of how to intake information, especially that's available on the internet or the television or whatever. It's very easy when you're young to just fall into that trap of believing exactly what you're told. And I just say, have an open mind, question things, and think of things from a logical perspective, and you might actually come up with conclusions that are accurate. So anyway, I think I'm going to finish up this video now because there's not much else to talk about. Like I said, I don't know much about Lindsay Lohan. I don't know much about her career or anything she's gotten up to. I mean, that's the funny thing. With most celebrities, you don't really know them that well. I mean, you could use Brad Pitt, for example. Most people, when they think of him, they think of the movie Snatch, or Fight Club, or Inglourious Bastards, or something like that. But that's not indicative to his personality necessarily. I mean, obviously he made those movies, so he accepted the role to make those movies. He made money off of them. It's part of his career, but who he is as a person is not so easy for the common everyday man to know. And the same thing goes for Lindsay Lohan, who is obviously of lower rank than Brad Pitt, even though Brad Pitt's overrated. I don't even know why I brought him up in this video. But anyway, I'm done talking about that. Probably going to make another video tonight. See you guys in a bit. Adios.